What's up, everybody? Welcome to another edition of the Thomas Take Sports Podcast. I'm Ryan Thomas. Sorry I'm laughing. I just can't take this anymore. I can't. Not so much doing this podcast. I love this. But I can't take the just dumpster fire, shitastrophe, epic shitstorm that has been brewing at One Bills Drive for the last 5-6 weeks. This is going to get bad, and it's going to get worse. I worked today. I work on Sundays. I won't be much longer. I'll be starting a new job. But, excuse me, let me take my gum out. I'll be working a new job pretty soon, which I'm pretty excited about. And I'll have off on Sundays now. So, now that the season's over, it doesn't really matter. But, next season I'll have Sundays off. So I'll watch every game from start to finish. Dedicate more of my Sundays to this team that consistently, year in and year out, decides not to get better in every which way, shape, or form. And it's just ridiculous. I'm fed up. If you guys haven't noticed my Facebook posts, I'm pissed off. I'm tired of watching this. I'm tired of getting my hopes up every single offseason. Tired of the pre-draft hype, the post-draft hype, the preseason hype. I'm being lied to. I'm being false advertised. I'm being gimmicked into buying into this bullshit. And I'm done. I feel like I'm at the end of my rope. I didn't watch the game. That's what I was getting at. But I wish I did, just so I could see how awful this is and talk about it even more. But in the little amount of the game that I watched, it was all I needed to see. I didn't need to see any more based on, just those few bits and pieces. I want to see this team win. I want to see the Buffalo Bills win. I want to see them get better. The fans deserve a winning team. The city of Buffalo deserves to see a winning team. We've waited far too long. We've been through far too much as a city and as fans of both the Sabres and the Bills to end up with this. I feel like someone is literally taking dog poop and putting it in my hand. And it's funny. I get why people would laugh at the things I say. Most of the things I say regarding the Bills is funny, but it's honest. I honestly feel like I'm being sold dog poop by watching this team. And people can say that ruins my credibility making jokes like that. I don't really care. I really don't. That's how I feel. I'm honest. I'm honest on the mic. I'm honest off the mic. And this is terrible. This is really bad. I want to start off by saying that, did I expect the Buffalo Bills to win this game? Hell no. Did I expect E.J. Manuel to play well? No. Did I expect the Bills to at least make it look like they were trying? Yes, I did. I wanted to see some sort of an effort from the Bills. I wanted to see their head in the game. I wanted to see a valiant effort versus a team that really is not that good. They suck just as much as the Bills do, if not more. And yet the Bills play, as they have always played, to the level of the teams that are also shit that they play against. Or worse than that. They play to the speed of other teams. Back when they were good in the early 1990s, when they were going to the Super Bowls every year, for the 4 years that they did, and even before that, when they were in the divisional playoffs against the Cleveland Browns in '89, when they were knocking on that Super Bowl door and then just bulldozing that door, making those Super Bowls, they didn't play to the opponent's speed. They played to their speed with the no-huddle offense and Bruce Smith and Darryl Talley. It just now, they don't have any identity whatsoever, and that falls on a lot of different people. I'm tired of pointing the finger. I want to talk about next year. What do they need to do next year? What did today's loss mean for the future of the franchise? And I think it means a lot. To me, watching bits and pieces of this game, watching how the players refuse to show up in this game shows me that they are defeated already, that firing Rex Ryan is a roll of the eyes. Here we go again. here we go, another reset, another rebuild. And it also tells me that they did not want to play for a guy that is trying to get a head coaching job within the same franchise, and Anthony Lynn. They did not show up. They looked as if they didn't care. They looked as if this was a no-win scenario. If they won the game, who gives a shit? If they lose the game, who gives a shit? It's just, and I hate to swear, I really do, but it really pisses me off. It really does, because I want to see this team win. I'm tired of seeing them rebuild their team every 2-3 years. I'm tired of seeing new coaches come in and corny season ticket advertisements every single season where, Chan Gailey says, football's a game for tough people. I believe in toughness and discipline, and football's tough for tough people. And then you got Rex Ryan saying, we're going to be a bully, and the Buffalo Bills are going to be a bully. We're going to play smash-mouth football, and we're going to defend the run, and we're going to be great against the pass. Our defense is going to be number one. And then their defense is just complete horse shit, and their offense is one-dimensional. Yes, they did play smash-mouth football. They did run the ball well. That's all the offense can do. Their quarterbacks can't throw the ball. Tyrod, EJ, Cardale, you name it. All three of them are garbage. They have to move on. They're not going to move on from Cardale Jones. Obviously, Cardale Jones, I can't say Cardale Jones is garbage. Let me go back on that. I can say Cardale Jones is far from being ready to play in the National Football League. That's a fair assessment of his play. That's fair to say that. What I can say as well is that this team is one-dimensional. They're a run-first team, run the ball down your throat. They have shoddy receivers. Marquise Goodwin is an experiment. He's not a real NFL player, not in my eyes. And Sammy Watkins is a great player when he's healthy. Robert Woods doesn't get enough credit. There's a lot of things that go on. Charles Clay, I forgot he was even on the team because the quarterbacks refuse to throw him the ball. Just complete disorganization within the organization. The term organization for a football franchise, the whole entire Bills organization, it's supposed to mean organization. It's supposed to mean as well, it's supposed to mean that they are organized as an organization, and it does not apply to this team. There's fans out there saying that the GM of the franchise, Doug Whaley, did not hire Doug Marrone. He did not hire Rex Ryan. Who the hell did? Who the hell did? And why? If that is true, which it's not, but if that is true, who the hell hired these coaches? Who the hell hired Doug Marrone that quit on his team, taking a $4 million buyout? Who the hell hired Rex Ryan? Who did? Tell me who hired Rex Ryan. Whoever made those decisions, if it wasn't Doug Whaley, who the hell was it? And if he didn't hire Rex Ryan, if he didn't hire Doug Marrone, that is even worse, because that means that they do not trust Doug Whaley to run the day in and day out operations of the team, and that's his job. That's his job. He's the general manager. He puts the players in place for the coach, and he's failed at that not once but twice. Now they're talking about putting in a guy that was the running backs coach before the season started. He was promoted to be the offensive coordinator when they fired Greg Roman, and now he's going to be the head coach. And we actually are supposed to be happy about that? We're supposed to buy into that when they put in the effort that they did today for that guy? No, not me. I'm sorry, but if I was in charge, of things, Anthony Lynn would not be the head coach. Anthony Lynn would be coaching somewhere else. I would move on from this entire staff. Move on. Just put it to an end. Start over. You already starting over anyway. So let's just move on. The quarterback position, Tyrod Taylor is a guy that was overpaid on a contract that was structured wrong. It was a bad deal. He did not live up to the deal. He did not play well enough for the franchise to exude confidence in him to accept the option. Obviously, that is the case. E.J. Manuel was a first-round bust. The guy cannot play at this level. Move on from him. That is due in large part to the fact that they handcuffed him. They handicapped his career. They really destroyed his career, putting him out in the line of fire before he basically knew how to hold the gun. They put him out there on the battlefield, and it proved to be a crippling disaster to his career. And they might very well do the same thing with Cardale Jones. This team never learns from their mistakes. They continue to just be a perpetual wheel of mediocrity. And it needs to change. The fans, I know the fans, the pulse of this fan base, being that I'm from Buffalo and live in Buffalo, the fans are sick and tired of being lied to. Because we are. We've been lied to. We've been led to believe that this team has talent. Every team in the National Football League has talent. We've been lied to by the Buffalo Bills brass saying that this team has talent, enough talent to get to the playoffs. We don't. We do not. We didn't before the season started when everyone was healthy. We don't now. And before the season started, I knew that they had issues in their secondary. I knew that they had issues with Marcel Darius being suspended for 4 games. I'm going to really try hard not to say bad things about Marcel Darius because he is a human being and human beings do make mistakes. But for that guy to point the finger at Rex Ryan and say that his scheme was too confusing when he's the last person on a 53-man roster, the whole sheet, he's the last guy at the bottom that has any room to say anything about Rex Ryan's scheme. And I am passionate about this because it really makes me mad. He robbed the franchise of having a chance to start the season with his off-the-field issues. He was suspended for 4 games for conduct detrimental to his team. And when he came back from that 4-week suspension, he was out of shape. He was completely out of game-playing shape. So they had to bench him once again. He was in and out of the lineup. Marcel Darius should be ashamed of himself to even talk about the scheme being confusing. It wasn't the scheme might have been confusing, but you were also irresponsible. Sit down and shut up. He's the highest paid player on the Buffalo Bills team, and he has that to say. He wasn't even apologetic about his issues off the field. He didn't even apologize. If anything, I would feel completely guilty that I put my team in that situation as a player. I would apologize to Rex Ryan and say, hey, I might be some of the reason why you got fired. I'm that good of a player when I'm healthy and when I'm in shape, and I basically subtracted myself from this team because of my, let's just say, lackadaisical hobbies that he has off the field. Man, that made me mad. It really makes me mad still, and people need to understand that. Sammy Watkins spoke up. He said that, we need a guy that holds players accountable. That guy's not Anthony Lynn from the looks of it. They looked like they did not care. They looked like they had no accountability at all. The crowning jewel moment, epic fail moment of the season is Mike Gillislee letting that ball roll into the end zone and letting the Jets dive on it for a touchdown. Wow. That was their 2016 season in a nutshell. Complete mediocrity, complete confusion, and still, to this very minute, complete confusion. There's a press conference tomorrow at 2 o'clock from Doug Whaley. I cannot wait to give a Thomas Take Sports podcast reaction to that podcast. What he has to say will probably be some of the funniest stuff we have heard in the 2017 year. You guys take care. I'm Ryan Thomas. That was the Thomas Take.